spirit message, um, spirit collective love message, and pull some cards. See what the spirit, angels, or your guides have to say, what you need to know right now in your love life. All right. Also, come back tomorrow for the free tarot questions live I'll be doing. All you have to do is hit the big subscribe button. If you don't hit the subscribe button, you won't be able to put a question into the chat. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's use this deck. What do the spirits have to say about the collective's love life? Ancestors, guides, whatever you think is out there. Just some wise advice from the tarot. Yes, if you don't know what the history of the tarot is, basically we added a lot of secrets of the universe to the tarot deck after it was created. So there are a lot of secrets to the universe in the tarot. And it's very wise and very sage, and that's why we turn to it for guidance and for self-development. So let's see if there's any advice in that arena for all of us out there. Okay. For the collective, what does Spirit want the collective to know about their love life right now? Let's see. Oh, we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, I feel like there's something about your past here. There's something about your past here in your love life. I feel like the key of the past is the key to you unlocking a new love for yourself. So for some of you, letting go of the past, letting go of trauma. Yeah, a lot of you guys could be reminiscing about a past love. Why the Six of Cups here? What's happening for the collective? Sometimes I see that as childhood trauma. The Hermit. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, hello. The Hermit is actually God in the tarot, or whatever you believe God is. I like to call it source consciousness because I think that it's just energy. And so I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of enlightenment. I feel like a lot of you guys might not have learned your lessons from the past love here, because the Six of Cups is something that's already happened, something that could be from our childhood. Now, I say this all the time, okay? Hey, everybody, if you haven't healed your childhood trauma, you're going to be repeating that in your relationships. If you haven't learned the lessons from past relationships, you're going to be dating the same person over and over again. I feel like we talk about that a lot on this channel. Because, you know, some people will say, well, I attract the narcissist. And sometimes when we attract the narcissist, it's because that type of person looks for someone to prey on. This is just an example of us not learning the lessons from our past relationships or from our childhood. If we haven't yet learned how to put ourselves first, how to put up boundaries, anything like that, then we're going to be attracting that same type of person. Julian says, can we do blessings or prayers? Oh, that's cute. I could definitely write something out for us, for sure. So shedding a light on the past, making sure that you've processed all of your childhood trauma and that you've learned all of the lessons that you need to from your past relationship. That's really important here. 100%. Because we can't put all the blame on our exes. We have to take accountability for our part in all of the relationships. Even if they victimized us, So shedding some light on that past, I feel like that is what divinity is trying to tell you. You have all those answers, because the hermit goes inwards to get enlightenment. And here especially because he's shedding light on the past, on what happened. Some of you guys haven't processed what has happened in your life, fully processed or fully healed what has happened. And that's going to be important for you to attract positive partners into your life. I also see this as sometimes people waiting on a past person. Ooh, okay, so we have a lot of cards coming out here. But let's start with the Fool here. I love the Fool in this deck. There's some of you guys could have a dog. The Fool is very spiritual. Hello, May. The Fool is very spiritual. And I think what this is saying, because the Fool is turning its back on the Hermit, and the Hermit is looking in the past. So I feel like this is saying, in order for us to leap forward, we have to not drag with us the traumas from the past. We have to look at our dark night, process it, heal it, and leave it behind and move forward 100% new. We have to approach each relationship with this new sense of hope, almost like we're a baby that has just been born. And if you don't do that, you could potentially be triggered. You could potentially fall into that trap of dating the same person over and over again. Or you could just enter it, with this jadedness, this jaded sense of yourself. So, and a lot of you guys out there are still holding on to a past relationship, and that's going to weigh you down from moving forward 100% ready to go on this journey of love again. It's a spiritual journey, but it's a journey that's done with not a whole lot of baggage. As you can see there, the Fool leaves everything behind but his dog and this little pack right there. That's it. We don't take our past into the future with us. Otherwise, it just repeats. So we want to see each relationship fresh, as though we were a baby being reborn. We don't want to bring in our past traumas or our past relationship into the new ones. Seeing everything with fresh eyes, being the Fool again. Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is really about celebrating, because, and I watch dating coaches all the time, and this one dating coach I was watching says that are we even enjoying dating anymore? Are we enjoying ourselves? Does it just feel like a chore? A lot of you guys who are single out there and who maybe have had your heart broken a lot, probably are looking at relationships and swiping and dating as a chore, and you're not enjoying it anymore. So with the Fool and the Three of Cups together, we're having a good time, we're having fun, we're just enjoying each other. Also, not, if you do meet somebody new, we're not looking at this person as, is this person going to be my future spouse? Because that brings to it a set of expectations, that brings to it a heaviness, and then you can't enjoy it anymore, because then it becomes more like an interview. Just enjoy who the person is now. It doesn't matter where it's going to lead. It's going to go where it's going to go. So just try and enjoy it. That can be hard, actually, especially if you are so tired and you just are looking for your partner already. Then it's going to be hard for you to be like sitting and enjoying, because you want to get to the good stuff, but you're missing all the good parts. Just enjoy who the person is. Okay, and we have the Seven of Cups. A lot of us are out there confused, not really knowing what we want. And if you are trying to manifest anything, use law of attraction to bring things into your life, you have to get clear on what you want. I see a lot of people out here online and on dating apps saying, I haven't figured out what I want. And you're not going to be able to get what you want if you don't know what you want. You're going to give a lot of mixed messages. You're going to break a lot of people's hearts. You got to figure out what you want to be able to go after it, first and foremost. So, and that's especially true when it comes to, I haven't moved on from my ex yet. I don't know if I even want to, but yeah, I'm still out here looking for new people. So that's just an example. I'm not saying that you do that, but yes, so get clear on what you want. And also, but the thing about getting clear about what we want, and that isn't just about the type of person that you want to date, that's about what you want in life and who you are. Because if you haven't completely figured out who you are, then how are you going to know if you're compatible with someone? Oh, tell his sister her father is 72 and some traumas and drinking disturbing me. And oh, well, that sounds like they have a lot of sadness to deal with their sadness. So yeah, get clear on what you want. Get clear on who you are. It's a very important part of attracting love into our lives. Okay, what else does Spirit want us to know? And the Seven of Cups, I think a lot of people don't talk about this when they see the Seven of Cups. They just say, oh, you have a lot of choices. You have a lot of options. Yeah, there's a lot of choices and there's a lot of options. But also, this is somebody who is actually facing a potential spiritual awakening. Because there is one cup with like a ghost on it in the Rider-Waite Seven of Cups. And that is somebody who is choosing to have a spiritual awakening. And when you have a spiritual awakening, you put all of your energy into that. You're not putting your energy into a person or into anything else. You're having a spiritual awakening, and that's where all that energy is going. But you could choose to put all your energy into a person. So that's kind of the energy behind the Seven of Cups there. Some of you guys could be having a spiritual awakening. If you're in a position where you don't even know if love is what you want anymore, you don't know if a relationship is what you want anymore, that is the beginnings of a spiritual awakening. Because the thing is that love is a made-up word. All of language is made up. Love is really just a chemical reaction in the brain. You can look it up. It's called when you're in love or when you're physically intimate with someone. Our brain releases a chemical called oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And also sometimes we feel dopamine. So some of you guys who are seeing that there's more to life than just a relationship, than just love, could be in the middle of a spiritual awakening. And seeing that love is just kind of a drug, it's a chemical. Because if you take away the word love, which as I said before, all words are made up by human, language is made up. And if you take away the category love is what we think it is, then it's just a chemical reaction in the body. And if you break down that chemical reaction, what is it really? Because we are humans, but we are first mammals. We are animals. We're mammals. And we still act on these primal needs. The need to spread your seed, the need to protect yourself, the need to find a protector. And that's what relationships have in history. That's what they were. So a lot of us are breaking down what relationships are, what we want, and are having a bit of a spiritual awakening. So that is just changing the things that you want when it comes to partners and partnership in general. That kind of thinking, I know, could go above a lot of people's head, because I don't think that a lot of people realize or remember that language is made up. It's all made up, and the word love is made up. And what is it really is, it's just oxytocin, a chemical released in the brain. That's what when you're in love, That's what it is. That's all it is. Your brain is creating this feeling, and it's just because right now in this moment, someone's making you feel really, really good. And it doesn't mean that we have to attach all of our hopes and fears onto this person just because a chemical has been released in my brain. We have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles, that energy sometimes pushes people away. It's that lack mentality. Oh, okay. Ramos says it feels like rehab. Relationship, yes. When you have these feelings, the oxytocin chemical that's released around someone, and you're separated from that person, you can experience withdrawals because now you don't have the endorphins, the serotonin, the oxytocin, that you're deprived of all of those chemicals that were released in your brain when you were around that one person. And nobody around you is making you feel those feels anymore. But and that's when you fall into this Five of Pentacles lack energy. And the lack energy, this is counterintuitive because you are wanting love so bad and you're feeling like you don't have it. But that energy of I don't have love pushes people away because it comes off as desperate. It's an energy no one wants to be around. No one wants to be around someone who feels sad, lonely, and broke. And if you wake up in the morning feeling sad, lonely, and broke, then you're going to attract more feelings of sad, lonely, and broke. And so you have to wake up with a feeling of gratitude, with a feeling, and if you have to train yourself to feel those feels or to think those thoughts. It's really hard because if you don't have what you think that you want, the oxytocin, the serotonin, the endorphin, the dopamine, if you wake up feeling as though you don't have any of that, then you're going to perpetuate that cycle. Like, I don't have love, I don't have money, I don't have anything, and I may as well do nothing. So, and that energy repels people. They want to be around people who feel abundant, happy, smiling. Just think about yourself. If you see somebody who is constantly complaining about how they're lonely and about how they're broke and about how they're sad, you're not going to want to be around them because they don't make you feel good. They don't have a high vibration. They don't release in you oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, or endorphins. Instead, it's something else. Well, that's good that you have work. So the Five of Pentacles is a mindset, is a lack mindset, which is all I'm talking about here, is feeling that you don't have something. And that can be love, that can be money, that can be attention. But the key to getting those things is to feeling gratitude and feeling as though you already have those things. That's what law of attraction is, law of assumption is. It's tricking your brain into thinking you have all those things already, which is interesting. Okay. That's cool. That's good for you. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Yes. The Nine of Wands is that guardedness, that I've been through trials and tribulations in my love life. I don't know how to lower my defenses. I'm kind of jaded. I see people like that all the time. I've definitely met people who are like fed up with going out on dates and things like that, being in a relationship and all that kind of thing. And they walk around and they see opportunities in front of them and they just poo-poo every opportunity that comes their way because they think, what's the point? That person's just gonna reject me, or I don't trust this person, so I'm not gonna let them in. So don't allow what has happened to you in the past. Remember, I said before, process what happened in the past, leave it in the past, and come forward with a light feeling. Because if you're coming forward, you know, everyone you meet, oh, they're just gonna hurt me, oh, they're just gonna lie to me, and you're really guarded, you don't let anyone in, and you're exhausted, that energy is going to push people away, and it's going to prevent you from having opportunities at love. So yes, it's you want to lower your defenses a little bit and come from a place of love instead of a place of jadedness, which is very difficult when you have maybe had a lot of bad experiences in love and relationships so far. You still want to have that optimistic view of love and relationships. Remember, I said before, the Three of Cups, you want to enjoy it again. How are you going to enjoy it again if you come into it thinking you're just going to get hurt? And that actually becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we don't want to create another relationship where we're going to get hurt in just because you're afraid to let your walls down. And we have, Ten of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. So, and these two cards together, it takes a long time to come out of the place of hurt. The Ten of Swords, especially if you had a huge betrayal happen to you, or something like this, a huge major ending, or if you're just coming off a breakup, it can be difficult to rewire your brain to feel those happy chemicals again. Oh, sorry to hear that, May. Yeah, and it can be hard to rewire your brain after an ending. We have the Death card and the Ten of Swords. It can also take a long time to get out of a relationship. That can block you. Especially because if you're in that pattern of breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, and you're thinking it's a waste of time, and you stay in that cycle for a long, long time before you break free of it. It can take a long time to get out of a relationship. It can take a long time to rewire your brain to be ready for a new relationship. Like I said before, leaving behind, learning the lessons of the past, and not taking it into the new relationship. Because if you are so used to that on again, off again relationship, or that toxic relationship, it's going to be like uncomfortable for you when you do meet somebody who is healthy and who is stable and who has a secure attachment style. It's going to feel different to you, and you could get really triggered by that because you're so used to these on again, off again. You're still processing a relationship that took a really long time to end. I don't think we talk about that a lot in tarot, about how you could come to tarot for years and years. You could go to YouTube and you could cross-watch your ex's sign for years and years before you are finally like, I'm done with that and I want to move on from that. I don't want to know what they're up to anymore. It could take you a really long time to not wonder what they're doing, to not desire them, to finally be like, it's over, I've learned the lessons, I don't want them anymore. To get out of that. Also to get out of the dating pattern, because let's say you got out of a bad relationship, it took you a really long time to get out of it, and it took you another year to be ready to process what happened, to start thinking positively again, to start feeling good about yourself, and to start attracting new people. And you finally get to that place, but then you're still attracting the same type of people because you haven't changed yourself. You haven't worked on your own red flags. That's really important. That's what we started out with over here. The Hermit is shedding light onto things of the past that weigh us down and that keep us attracting the same type of person. The childhood trauma, the relationship trauma, having no boundaries, being super clingy, being needy, or being controlling, being avoidant. However you show up in a relationship, if you haven't examined that and you haven't changed the negative aspects, then you're going to end up in the same type of relationships over and over again. Hi, how are you, Samu? May says, some guys will confess that's feelings and I can't accept them. I tried to move on, but still loyal and wait. But I feel like they disrespect my feeling. Yeah, I think you could be in that period where you're not ready to let go of a relationship. And it's going to be you're going to probably attract the same type of relationship, or you're not going to be ready to accept healthy love because you got some healing to do. Samu says, I'm all righty. Are you in school, Samu? I can't remember. I think that you could be in school. Okay. Ooh. 7 of Swords. I knew this would come out. So, how's school going, Miss Samu? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be gendering people because I don't know. Okay, 7 of Swords. I hate this card. This always comes out. This is the liar, this is the cheater, this is the narcissist, the psychopath. And those of you who are healing from narcissistic abuse, this always comes out in readings. You guys need to talk to someone. Talk to a doctor because it rewires your brain and it puts you in a place of like fight or flight in all relationships. So yes, if you have suffered at the hands of a narcissist or a psychopath or whatever, probably getting into the dating pool right away isn't a good idea. Instead, you have to 100% heal the way that your nervous system is not healed and your brain is in fight or flight mode. So at that point in time, you need to talk to a specialist, a therapist. I always recommend talking to a therapist if you can. If not, going to support groups, really getting it off your chest. Yeah, because I feel like you could look at relationships as dangerous because they can be. I have a live where I talk about you have to be careful who you choose because a relationship can really make or break you. I think that we go around desiring relationships, not realizing the capacity that these relationships have to destroy our lives or to make our lives better, depending on the type of relationship we choose, the person that we choose. So, yeah, take your time to heal with the narcissistic abuse. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, May. Well, that's definitely probably a good idea for you to go talk to someone and to heal that and to learn baby steps into how to attract better people, how to spot the red flags early, how to be able to trust love again, how to feel safe in your body. Because I think these are all things that are triggered by narcissistic abuse. And that's something that takes a long time to get out of it. It takes a long time to recover from those type of relationships. Samu says, not that great, but it can always get better, so I hope that happens. I'm a he lulls. I don't mind any pronoun. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. You're a he. I don't know about pronouns sometimes. But yeah. So it takes some time to heal that, you know. I don't like that card, so I always want to the 7 of Swords. Ooh. Yes, we all encounter a 7 of Swords. Not everybody encounters the narcissist, but I think that most of us will encounter someone who lies or is an avoidant. Samu says, call me a he or she, don't mind. I'll call you Samu. All right. What else does the universe have for us today in our love life? Oh, okay. Page of Cups. I think the valet is the page. Yes, this is a Page of Cups. So I think this is an energy that the universe or the higher power, whatever's out there, wants us to step into the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a flirty energy. And I think we can learn how to approach relationships from this flirty energy again. As I was saying before, have fun with relationships. Be light, be airy, and be flirty. And try not to take it to a heavy, heavy place. Try not to take it to a heavy place. Let's just be flirty again. The Star. I love it. Yes, relationships can be healing. This is how you know that you have met a good, stable person, is because you feel like you're healing. You feel like their love, their attention, their energy is healing you. You don't have to be all the way healed from things in the past. You just have to be aware that you need healing. So you don't have to be all the way healed to attract someone good. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. They think, I'm messed up, I'm hurt, I'm damaged. I'm never going to meet someone good because I'm hurt and I'm damaged. That's not true. Relationships can be healing. You can heal together. And it is, as a matter of fact, that's how you know that you have a good one, because you feel like their love feels pure, it feels healing, it makes you feel good. It's like almost a too good to be true type of feeling. And that's what you want to look for. And don't stop hoping and dreaming for it. Yeah, yes, Mar H, change your perspective 100%. I don't know if people notice, but Samu is short for Samuel. Oh, Samu is Samuel. All right, I'm going to try and remember that for the future. And we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands came out for the Gemini reading. So the Ten of Wands is a heaviness. And I think that sometimes we approach relationships with a heaviness because it can be hard. It can be really, really hard. Relationships aren't always easy. But we want to remember that even though it's difficult at times, it should still be healing. It should still feel like I'm growing with this person. I'm achieving goals with this person. I feel protected by this love and this connection. And if you don't have that, I would say be careful. Be careful if you don't have that with your partner. You know, what type of relationship do you have with them? Okay, I'm going to pull one more. Lemons. This is the World card. And the World's card is starting a new chapter, closing things out, but it's also a karmic. It's a card of karmic relationships. Things that aren't meant to be in your life, if you keep them in your life, they're going to be really, really, really harder than they should be. And things that aren't meant to be in your life will cycle out naturally unless you try and hold on to them. And then a lot of things, bad things, could happen if you're holding on to relationships that aren't meant to be in your life. And I say that to people who don't know when to walk away from a relationship that is toxic. If you feel like your life gets worse when this person's around or when you're trying to hold on to them, that's probably a karmic relationship that's meant to teach you something, and it's meant to end. It's not meant to stay in your life. And you could really have bad karmic luck if you hold on to those type of relationships. Oh. Okay. That's cool. I've never been to Houston. I wonder what it's like out there. Closing karmic chapters, starting new chapters. And you want to see it as exciting. Like, this is a new chapter in my life, and I'm going to make sure that good things happen. So that's, if we could approach breakups like that, they wouldn't be so tumultuous, so sad, because it is a beginning. Every ending is a beginning. Six of Pentacles. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? I feel like some of you guys, if you are the giver, it's time for you guys to receive now, because a lot of you guys could have been givers in relationships. This is also a message about breadcrumbing. If you were in, because they say, I watch a lot of memes online about breadcrumbing and why it gets you addicted. It's because you get a dopamine hit when someone gives you a little bit of attention. And that is how we get addicted to people who only give a little bit, but then it puts you in this position of like being desperate and for their attention. Like I feel needy. I feel like I'm asking for charity when I'm begging for their attention. So you want to get out, you want to close the chapter where you're begging for someone's attention, okay? Or where you feel needy for their attention, or where someone's breadcrumbing you and you get the dopamine high from them giving you a little bit of attention. That type of relationship will only destroy your soul. So hopefully, you can get into an era where you're receiving all the love and affection that you deserve without having to like beg for it, get on your hands and knees and beg for someone to give you attention. Hopefully you'll close that chapter out, and now we're starting a new chapter where you're getting all the love and affection that you deserve without having to beg for it. Mara H says, Houston is humid and hot and sweaty and too much traffic. Oh, really? Oh, your dream baby. That's funny. Yeah. I know it's hard to leave exes in the past, but it's an important thing to do if you want to experience healthy love. If you're single and you're ready to date, then you gotta close the door all the way on the past, because it's not fair to the new person. If you're still holding a candle, holding a flame for a past partner, then it's going to be really hard for new love to come in. And that's one thing that I've learned. What else do you guys have going on? I'm kind of tired. Kind of tired from reading. Doing the tarot. And I am going to be doing the free questions live tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will come out to that. Wait, is it tomorrow, Sunday? Yeah, I'm going to be doing it on Sunday, which I believe is tomorrow. Oh, that's right. It's Easter. Happy Easter, guys. I guess I don't really celebrate. Mara Pan, come on out tomorrow. I do the free questions live every Sunday. So you can come back tomorrow and I'll get you a question. Cool. Thanks, Miss May. We have lots of fun on our Sunday. Well, the thing is that I'm going to do a list, because last time there was so many people that came out, I couldn't keep track. So I'll probably be writing a list out of everybody who has a question so I can keep track of everyone. Because people come and go in the chat. They come to the chat and they ask a question and then they leave and I call their name and then I get confused to where who's next. So I'm gonna write a list out this time, and that will help keep things straight. A time for tomorrow, probably the afternoon. I don't know where you are in the world, but probably around this time, whatever time it is. So around noon, which is Central Standard Time. I think that's what I'm at right now. Chicago time. Yes, I believe it's Central Time Zone. Hi, May. How are you? It's good to just chill and talk to you guys. Yeah, it'll probably be Central Standard Time. Mara Pan says Europe. You're in Europe? That's cool. Texas. Oh, okay. I think that means that you're 2 hours ahead of where I'm at. So it'll probably be like between 10 and 11 your time. Texas is that Pacific Standard Time, I think. Yeah. And it's if you haven't done so already and you want to catch my live tomorrow, all you have to do is click on the bell icon and then YouTube will notify you when I go live. I am going to warn you that if you hit on the notification icon and you set up notifications for my channel, I go live every day. So you'll probably get a notification once or twice a day. So if you're ready for that and you want to catch my live tomorrow, you can just hit the notification bell so you won't miss it. because you do have to get there while I'm still alive to get on the list. Last time there was a lot of people and I didn't get to everyone, but that's not always the case. Sometimes there aren't that many people, but you do want to get notified while I'm live. You want to get in there so that I can get to your question. May says, I'm okay. I know all of us are heartbroken out there and we're really wanting love, and it's a baby steps. It's baby steps. It's changing your mindset. It's finding other things to make you feel good, right? And because I watch so much YouTube, so many YouTube videos on attracting love and attracting this and attracting that, that I'm starting to realize that there aren't that many people out there who have a genuine loving relationship, because we are attracting people from our traumas. We're pushing people away from our fears. We're holding on to pain. And a lot of people are struggling. So just so everybody knows that you're not alone, if you come to tarot, a lot of people come to tarot for different reasons. You know, some of you guys come to tarot for divine messages, angel messages, things like that. But most people come here for love or because they're heartbroken, and you're not alone. And I'll remind you guys this, it's better to be single and lonely than in a relationship with the wrong person. So the sooner we recognize that a relationship isn't good for us, or that it's not the right kind of love, and you get out of that, the quicker you can find the good relationship. Hello there. The quicker you get to the good relationship, the happy relationship, the healthy one. You're here for a better insight on what's coming or what's going or coming. Ah, okay. He says, I know he's depressed and struggling because of his problems, and he pushed me away. How am I? I'm good. I'm just a little tired from talking a lot, but I'm good. Yes, I know. So it always is good to focus on yourself. And when you're in a relationship that makes you feel alone, then it's better to just be alone and to open your options to other people. And we're all searching for that. But as I mentioned before on one of my other lives, I don't believe there is such a thing as the one. I believe that we all have a lot of different soul mates. You know, we all have a lot of different people who are important in our emotional development. And most relationships are just lessons on yourself and on your triggers. How do I re-energize? Drink some water. Yeah, water is important. I'm from the Midwest. I've been actually really bad lately. I haven't been exercising enough or meditating enough. So I need to do that. Meditating, and I'm really good about meditating on Tuesdays and Saturdays. The rest of the week I'm not great at it. I think I have a meditation session. Yeah, that's supposed to be coming up soon. And that it's important. I think meditation is important. It rewires your brain. But once you start going to a Buddhist temple and you start learning about Buddhism and you start learning about loving kindness, you start being repelled by a lot of people. Like you see a lot of people in a different light. And yes, you can have compassion for them, but then you can realize that being around them drains your energy. So, and it's like, not that, because karma, and because in Buddhism, talking is karma. Karma is not, and in Buddhism, karma isn't revenge. It's not gonna, you're gonna get your karma. It's not revenge. That's not what it is. Karma is just, if you do something, something else is gonna happen. It's like an equal and opposite energy. It's hard for me to meditate because of your mind. Meditation and exercise, water, and healthy foods. Yes, very important. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. Well, meditation, I think people think meditation is really hard because they expect that their mind is going to stop racing, that they're not going to have thoughts in their head, but that's not true. When you meditate, you're still going to have thoughts in your head. You're still going to have racing thoughts. That never goes away. The point is that you're sitting with those thoughts and that you're not doing anything to alleviate them. You're sitting with those thoughts and you try and recognize when you're lost in thought and bring yourself back to the present moment. But for me, going to Buddhist temples has changed kind of the way I see people. And it's really made me not want to be around a lot of people because I don't think most people have the capacity for loving kindness. And I myself have a hard time developing loving kindness and compassion for all to alleviate suffering. I feel most people get angry really quickly, don't forgive people, aren't compassionate, and are a lot of people out there who don't regulate their own emotions cause more suffering for other people. But karma in Buddhism, you can Google it, you can see what is the Buddhist interpretation of karma. And it isn't revenge, it isn't gonna reap what you sow. It's basically if you're doing something, you're creating your own karma. You're creating what happens to you with everything that you do and say. That's all karma is. And and that's why you ask yourself, well, how come these bad people don't have bad karma? Because that's not what karma is. Karma is not revenge. It's not. So people will say they'll get their karma. No, that's not how karma works. It's not revenge. You drink glow juice. I think you and I are a karmic relationship. Ah, okay. Well, if you're in a relationship and it's more trials and tribulations, it's harder than it needs to be. It doesn't flow easily. I don't feel like this is healing me. Then maybe it's just a relationship that's meant to teach you something. I can't convince people to leave. I see a lot of people coming here who should probably leave a relationship or leave their ex alone, and they're not ready to do that because they're not ready to face their fears yet. So yeah, that's the hard part. That's the hard part. The hard part is getting out of the relationships that aren't good for you. The relationships that aren't gonna keep you from growing. The relationships that are meant to teach you something and then, you get out of them. Because I think because we live out of fear, we live in a very fearful society. People are very afraid to be alone, and that keeps us in relationships that aren't good for us. And that isn't just romantic relationships, friendships, family relationships that we stay in because we think we're not going to have other people to come into our lives. But the thing is that I think we forget there are billions of people in the world. You drink organic juices for your skin. That's awesome. That's very good. There are billions of people in the world, and so don't get too hung up on one person. And I watch a lot of different people on the internet, and there is this thing called impermanence in Buddhism, and everything that starts has an ending, and including relationships. The minute that you start a relationship is the minute that it ends, because if it has a beginning, it has an end. And if you think about it, even if you did marry someone, that person could pass away. We're going to be alone again. Or, you pass away first and they'll be alone. But either way, you're going to lose that person. It's just everything is impermanent. So if we realize that, we realize everything is impermanent, nothing is meant to last forever, that kind of helps you detach from a relationship. To loving and attachment are two different things. You'll not revenge him. I definitely think revenge is not helpful. I don't think anything good comes from revenge. Yeah, that causes more suffering than anything. So that's good that you're rising above your need for revenge. Yes, everything has a beginning, everything has an ending, everything is impermanent. And sometimes it's better to just date someone and not get into a relationship with them, because the minute that you're in a relationship with them, things change, and you know that you have more expectations for that person. And a lot of the times, once you're finally in the relationship and you're not really dating anymore, you don't go on dates, you don't have fun anymore, right? It transitions into the new evolution of the relationship. And it can be hard to recreate that spark. So you want somebody to continue to pursue you in a relationship, because there's that newness there. And that happens when you don't attach yourself too much. Because if you're too attached and too needy, then I want to attract you, that pursuing goes away, that whole I need to attract you goes away, and then they start treating you differently. They already have you, you're like an old shoe, and that's when you know they can start to take advantage, or take you for granted, I should say. They already have your love, they don't need to work for it anymore, and they'll take you for granted, and then they won't go on dates with you, they won't pursue you. The magic of the beginning kind of goes away once you transition your relationship. So it's all about kind of keeping that going once you come out of the dating phase. I don't know how you do that. Not being too attached, not putting too many expectations on it, always kind of seeing it as from a perspective of I'm enjoying myself, I'm enjoying this person, we're enjoying each other's time. It's about the chase and having fun. Yeah. Yeah, because once that goes away, it becomes really heavy. And then I feel like you kind of take it for granted that this person is always going to be there. Because feelings change. And the more that you're comfortable with someone, the more that you don't care for the connection in the same way. Yeah, right. Because there's that whole I don't chase, I attract. And I talk about this all the time too, because somebody has to put effort in, and it's important to not be clingy and chase after them, but somebody has to initiate things and put effort in. Otherwise, nothing will happen, if that makes sense. This is very interesting. All right, you guys, I'm probably going to get out of here because I'm tired and I need to go drink some water. But I will see you guys tomorrow for Free Questions Live. And I hope that this reading elevated your consciousness in some type of way, shape, or form. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Happy Easter if you celebrate.